My name is Shalisha James Davis, and I play Claire, Nicola, teacher, police officer, and various other characters in Punch. So the people that I portray in Punch, there's a real life Nicola who works for Remedy Restorative Services. She is essential to connecting Jacob, Joan and David together and their process in finding forgiveness, hope. What drew me to playing Nicola was her compassion, her professionalism, and what she sort of represents in the storytelling of Punch. She brings a lot of compassion to the process of restorative justice. The characters are people that I know. I know these girls from the estates. I know these mums. I know these churchgoers. I know them. So it was really fun and quite nostalgic for me to go back to, you know, the 2010s and 11s and be like, oh my gosh, what was it like for young people in the Meadows? I got to tell a lot of anecdotes in the rehearsal room and, you know, bring the Meadows and the Nottingham girls to the rehearsal room, which was quite a privilege, actually. It is different playing a real person than it is making up a character and having the freedom to bring a bit of yourself or other people to it. I studied Nicola, I listened to all her podcasts and all her interviews, and I actually got to meet her early on in the rehearsal process. So there were times where she would catch me just like staring at her from across the room. Her body language and how she listens with her eyes, and she never interrupts. She waits for people to finish to speak, and those little things were helpful for me when I've just been playing a gang member to then be playing her. We knew it was a James Graham play, and we knew that he was from Nottingham and he would hold our city really well. I trusted that. I actually grew up on the estate. I know Jacob Dunn, we went to school together. So I already knew that I would be able to bring something to the show. And it's such a powerful piece. This script, I went away feeling moved and I learned a lot. And that's the kind of art that I really want to make, impactful art, you know? It translates into something quite beautiful, poignant, important. Like, that's so special. Don't get that a lot. In the rehearsal room, there was such a freedom to explore everything with these characters, but it had to come from an authentic place. And I think as the cast, being ourselves, being from the Midlands or wherever we're from, that is what's made it really special, I think. James writes in a beautiful way that enables us as artists, but also the audience to journey with those characters before making an assumption. And that journey that we take the audience through, by the end of the play, you can just see that they have been through something, they've journeyed through something, and I think that's James's writing. I think what will surprise audiences seeing the play is actually there is a lot of joy in the story. There's a lot of heart and a lot of love, and love is universal. So I think anyone that comes to see the show will feel that. The show has a lot of high energy movement, and it's quite, we do come out with a punch in that first opening scenes, and it is exhausting, but it's so fun. The lights and the music, it's just we create a whole world, and playing Nicola, the person that facilitates a lot of the conversations that are quite emotional, there's not a day that I'm not blown away by the performances, but also the care and the respect of the script, but also of the stories of the real people. With shows like this, we hold a mirror up to the society, and I think that it's still happening. Incidents like this are happening all the time. Somebody knows somebody who somebody knows somebody who somebody who knows something like this has happened. So it's not make-believe. It's not, oh my goodness, imagine if this is happening. And so people hopefully will think twice about throwing a punch or getting to that level of anger. Everybody is affected and responds to it in a very openly emotional way, and that always blows me away. I think from the first half, I think people are like, oh my gosh, is this what it's going to be like for the whole play? I don't know if I can take it. It's a bit whoa, whoa, whoa. And then with the second act, we really draw them in. And I think, again, that's James Graham's beautiful writing. I want people to take away the sense of hope. I want people to feel like they can initiate and create spaces to have conversations. I want people to feel like they can heal. And I kind of want the play to live on, to be honest, and for people to keep talking about restorative justice and how we take care of ourselves. Yeah. I have loved being a part of this production. It's probably one of the most proud things that I have been a part of, and to know that we have impacted a lot of the Nottingham audiences and now the London audiences is so crazy. 13-year-old Shalisha would be like, oh my gosh, your working class Nottingham accent is in big London. That's so crazy. But for that to happen in such a powerful piece of art is something that I will always be grateful for. And it's not lost on me, the sort of representation that I am in terms of being a part of this tiny company of riff-raff ruffians with the biggest hearts. And I think for a story about Nottingham to be made in Nottingham, to be in London is such an achievement, and I'm just so proud that it's going to go on to make more of a difference. Yeah, I'm just really proud of it. In the rehearsal room, having all of this sort of knowledge about the temperature of Nottingham at the time, because obviously I remember when it happened and I didn't believe it. I was like, no way. I was like, I know Jacob, we went to school together. There's just no way they've got the wrong guy, because out of everybody, he was as we portray him to be, you just bit of bad luck or whatever. But reading his book, reading his story, and adding the knowledge from the script and the research that I'd done and my own personal knowledge of Nottingham at that time, it was quite heavy. It was quite heavy. And yes, the other actors were coming up to me and being like, so would you say the precinct, or would you say the streets, or how would they, what was that like? And it was really nice to be have that and bring that, and that be valuable for what we were creating. Like I said, we did build the show. We were very much dishing out parts, and being who's not on stage? Can someone do this? Yeah, I'll come and do that. So that was cool. But I definitely felt quite heavy, being in Nottingham, creating it, and being from Nottingham and being from the Meadows as well. I think Adam, the director, obviously being from Nottingham as well, there were times where we would go on big rants and anecdotes and going back into the archives of Nottingham back then. And I think the rest of the cast were a bit a little bit of FOMO. But it was nice because I got to share the beautiful parts of it, but also the really dark and unfortunate parts of it as well. So I kind of just meshed my research and my experience together to create all the characters that I've built. And I just love playing them. They're just so fun because they're real.